All right, and stop share. Welcome to the show. My name is Ross. This is Live, Love, Play, and joining me today are my fellow hosts from the Super Geeks podcast. Raul, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Just call me Zeb.
Zeb. Travis, aka Thrash Metallics.
Hello, everybody.
And Justin Omega J himself.
Hello. What is up, fellow Twitchers?
And today we are talking about, this way, the Xbox Gaming Showcase, which aired this past Friday? Was it Friday?
Thursday.
It was Thursday. The days all blend together during the pandemic, if they do not. And all of the fun stuff that was announced during that showcase. And there was a lot. So let's jump into it with, first and foremost, Halo. After being worked on in secret for years, teased endlessly, and a few other fun tidbits given out here and there, we finally got our first look at both the cinematic and the gameplay portion of this trailer. So, did you guys watch it, and what do you think, Zeb?
I did watch it, and I think it's going to be the biggest game of the winter, easily, very easily.
I definitely watched it. This was something that actually, like, believe it or not, it actually trumped Star Trek, which is not something I say very often. But
gotta agree with you on that one. Halo is probably my second love next to Star Trek.
Wow.
While you guys were all watching the Star Trek Comic-Con thing, which I had absolutely no idea was happening, I was very much tuned into the showcase and was watching through Yang Ye's channel and having a good time there. And as soon as they let off with Halo, I was like, God damn, like I thought they were going to close out the showcase with Halo, and I had to like immediately just like take a work break or something because I was like, oh, I got to see this. And I know that there are people that are like complaining about the way it looks right now as far as graphics and visuals are concerned. I'm not very concerned about that.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I was just blown away by the scale of it. Like, I'm a fairly new Halo fan. I only got into it after 2010, I believe, because I didn't have a 360 until like just before the Xbox One dropped. And like I was just like watching this gameplay and watching the weapons, just hearing that goddamn music, which I want right the fuck now. It looks like it is a very ambitious Halo project, and I cannot wait to try any sort of gameplay out for myself.
It's going to be free on Game Pass.
Yes. Well, as for me, the Halo was definitely one of my big fandoms. It is probably the biggest franchise that I got into as an adult. I remember spending long hours in the barracks and naval base Great Lakes, hooking Xboxes together for massive 16-player death matches in one of the lounges. The non-geeks there who's shaking our heads at us, bitching and complaining about us having fun.
Always. Well, my introduction to Halo was way early on. I think Halo 2 had just come out. And I stayed with some friends of mine. I was going through a rough patch. And that's all everybody played in this house was Halo. Every room had a TV and an Xbox. Everybody would get on and we would all play.
I just remembered I still have my Halo 3 Master Chief helmet that came with the collector's edition somewhere in this house. I'll bust it out for the next Super Geeks. But
yeah, definitely.
But as for Infinite, it has some big shoes to fill. I loved Halo 4. It's my personal favorite of the series, simply because of its story. The 343 Halo games are a lot more linear and kind of corridor shootery compared to the original Halo, which made its name because it was a more open and sandboxy shooter. There of course there were many corridor elements, but those, like that first level when you land on the ring and just the world opens up like that, it was so different from what we'd seen before, and it looks like we're finally getting back to that with Infinite. 5 disappointed me, or sorry, 4 disappointed me. No, I was right. 5 disappointed. But not only because of its story, which kind of fell flat. I loved the fact that the Master Chief was back with his fire team again, with his squad. Seeing all 4 Spartan 2s together was awesome, but Locke was just uninteresting.
I did like one thing I will give 5 credit for is that the gameplay was actually really good. Like, I still play Halo 5 multiplayer because like just plays very fluid, and I mean, I do believe that it gets a little too much flack in terms of that, but I mean, yeah, the story, from what I remember, didn't exactly blow me away, and I'm a guy that's pretty easy to please when it comes to the Halo story.
One of my biggest gripes in storytelling in general is a lack of consequence, especially in science fiction and fantasy, where characters die and then come back, and the impact of their death is negated. One of my favorite things about 4 was the fact that Cortana and Chief are going through their adventure, having to come to terms with the fact that Cortana is dying. They're facing her mortality. And at the very end of the game, she sacrifices herself for Chief and humanity. And that was touching. That was heartfelt. That was beautiful. And then 5 comes out, and what was the point of it? Cortana's back, and now she's a villain.
It was pretty predictable, though, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, and then we just didn't get to see Fireteam Majestic again. That was one of my favorite parts about 4 too. Spartan Ops was one of my favorite modes. How they tried to continue the story in these 4-player co-op missions was great. And then they just kind of quickly knotted off that story too by rescuing Dr. Halsey after she'd sworn revenge. And we didn't get any resolution on that story at all.
I never did that.
So I have high hopes for 5, or for Infinite. I have high expectations. And so far, with the inclusion of the Banished from Halo Wars, I loved Halo Wars. Being an RTS guy, I thought that was a lot of fun, very cool. Not sure how it fits in. There's still so many questions about how this carries over from 5. You guys have any thoughts about that?
It might be a new reimagining, to be completely honest with you. I'm not sure, but it could be. From what I'm rewatching the rebroadcast right now, and it looks like it could start off fresh again. Not sure if they're going to do that, but it's possible.
Well, it looks like it still follows the. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Travis.
One thing I guess I'll go ahead and clarify what Raul was saying. They have described Halo Infinite as a spiritual reboot, but it is a sequel to Halo 5.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So reboot, but it's a sequel.
Like, they are not just dropping the story of Halo 5, which I personally am happy about. Like, I know a lot of people don't really care, but I personally really like fighting Prometheans, and I'm hoping that they are not just dropped. I'm curious to look, as disappointing as Halo 5's story is, I am very much hoping to be able to kill the Warden Eternal once and for all, and take down maybe one of those huge Guardians that are all throughout the galaxy now. And
you have to. You need to.
Like, I really want to do that. I like fighting the Prometheans. Fight me.
I like fighting the Prometheans too. They're a fun enemy. They're interestingly designed, and the concept of hard light weapons is fascinating.
I think that's the number one complaint I've heard about Halo 5 was the story. Everybody else liked the concept, but almost everybody I've seen has complained about the story. So hopefully the new one has a better plot. I would hope. by now they would learn their mistake not to go cheat.
I think the biggest
Well,
mistake was splitting the narrative between two teams. Because when Halo 2 did it with the Master Chief and the Arbiter, it was you're looking at two different characters and their stories eventually crossed paths. But
Right.
in this case, you have two teams of Spartans. You've got John and Blue Team, and then you've got Locke and his team. And although we did get Buck as a Spartan, which is excellent, no matter how you look at it, the the fact that we're trying to tell a story with so many characters all at once, I think it watered things down a bit.
I will say on the technical side, the animation of the cutscenes are much smoother now.
Oh yes.
Their fluid movements are very visible. I don't know if they're doing capture motion, but it seems like it. Go ahead, Travis. I apologize.
No worries. Another thing I was going to clarify is that a lot of the stuff that they have put into this game and have developed around this game actually comes from the criticism that they got from Halo 5 in terms of story and other, just other choices that they made in that game. So they're taking their feedback in with a grain of salt, and they're doing their best to appeal to the Halo fans. I know that they can't please everybody, and there will always be those bad number company boys that will trash any game that isn't Bungie Halo. But you know what? I'm very optimistic and I'm very hopeful.
Any expectations for Halo Infinite?
Oh, I know I had one.
I'll wait for Travis.
Go ahead, come back to me. Go for it.
I like I said, it just the hype and the love of the franchise will probably carry it all the way through Christmas to being the best seller of this Christmas on all formats.
Omega J?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, after disappointing of 5, and everyone's harping on the graphics right now. They warned everybody. They're like, hey, look, pre-production, pandemic. It's not perfect right now, but we wanted to show you something. But you gotta give them props, because most places wouldn't do that. They worked as hard as they could to get us something out for Comic-Con where we weren't left hanging. So, I mean, this is the fact that it's not done. Wait until you see the finished product. But I think they showed some stuff from some finished renders today, and it looks so much better.
Travis, have you gathered your thoughts?
You know what? I'll go ahead and say that as in terms of the openness of this game, I know that a lot of people like the original Halo for being so open and being able to explore. I will say, I applaud this ambition that they are showing. I just hope that they make the maps worth exploring. Have something off the beaten path, whether it be this boss that isn't part of the story that you can fight and maybe, just maybe unlock a little side story or something. I'm just brainstorming, but make the map worth exploring. Don't just make the map open and do nothing with it. I really like what they're going for, but I'm kind of rambling, but I mean, I'm sure that they've got some good plans for it. They have said that this is their most ambitious campaign effort yet. So,
not to mention potentially the most expensive game ever.
Oh, like that! I'm hearing budget of over 500 million. So,
but yeah, hey, it's Halo.
It's something I will spend money on. I do support 343. So,
well, as for me, most of my expectations, the gameplay is already pretty solid, so most of my expectations are story. I want to see Infinity again. I want to see Captain Latchkey. I want to see Majestic. I want to see Commander Palmer again. They were all sorely missed in 5. As for anything else, well, this game is unique because it's not just a sequel to Halo 5, it's also a sequel to Halo Wars 2 with the introduction of the Banished. Because last we saw of Halo Wars 2, the Doctor had gotten free of the Ark and came face to face with one of the Guardians. Meanwhile, the Spirit of Fire is faced with the entire Banished army and Atriox on the Ark. They're stranded there. So I have no idea.
This might mean a Halo 3 Wars.
I would like that. I enjoyed the Halo Wars series.
I would like it to do. I would really like that. In fact, I hate to say it, but I'm more of an RTS gamer than I am a FPS shooter gamer. So I enjoyed that series a little more. From my perspective, I'm not as crazy a Halo fan as you guys, but I would really love if you're listening out there, devs, Halo 3 Wars, Halo 3 Wars 3, very much wanted, desired.
Well, Halo Wars 2 still has a pretty active fan base. I haven't had any problem getting into any of the multiplayer when I played recently.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we've put that to bed. The presentation went on with several world premieres after Halo Infinite. The following one was As Dusk Falls, an interactive drama from Interior Nights, a new studio comprised of a mix of award-winning industry veterans. So, what do you think, guys? What did you think of this one?
It didn't really, wow me. It was one of those, okay, whatever. The last interactive drama I played, I haven't even finished yet, and that was Quantum Break?
Yeah.
Jump? I still have it over there, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but I mean, yeah.
Zeb?
I like these style of games. I was a big Telltale lover. I hear the studio's coming back, by the way, so I'm very excited.
Hopefully, with leadership that doesn't treat their people like crap.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's a given. I don't think gamers will tolerate that if that happens again. I think it's new leadership, new everything. There's several interesting games out, and this is one that piqued my interest very much so.
Omega?
I wasn't really all that interested. I don't know. I just never have really got into that type of game. I kind of like something that has a little bit better of a. I don't know. I just don't. Newer story-based games don't get it for me like the old school stuff used to. It's just, I don't know. There's something missing from them.
You're more of a Secret of Monkey Island kind of guy?
I'm an old school gamer. I mean, I grew up playing all those old games, so it just takes a little bit of getting used to. I mean, I might like it. Like if it goes on Game Pass, I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. I'm also a fan of old school adventure games and the evolution that has followed them. The Telltale games were all excellent. Loved Tales from the Borderlands, as well as Dreamfall Chapters. Those were two of the big ones from recent memory, at least. So to see the lead designer of Quantic Dream is the one who's heading up this project. So this should be pretty interesting. So if there aren't any additional thoughts,
moving right along.
We're moving along, and for those of you who are RPG fans, Obsidian is back with a brand new game called Avowed. This was an interesting looking one, and having really enjoyed the Outer Worlds. Avowed.
It sounds like some shit he said in a deep, slow voice.
Avowed.
I've got something to say
on this one. Avowed.
All right, why don't you lead us into this, Travis?
Well, I personally, Obsidian is one of these companies that is slowly but surely getting me closer and closer into checking them out. I have not played the Outer Worlds yet. I know we got a taste or a preview of the newest expansion to that game at this showcase.
We'll be talking about that.
I've just never really checked the game out, but I'm very much in towards checking it out because I mean, it just looks like a fun game, and Obsidian looks like they are really passionate about what they're doing. And I mean, Avowed very much looks like their take to Elder Scrolls. A lot of people are comparing it to Skyrim and whatnot, and if they are very much influencing this game on that, I believe it could be something very fun. I mean,
and big.
And Obsidian worked with Bethesda before Bethesda gave them loot or however that went. So
they were licensed to do New Vegas. That's all it was.
And New Vegas was the best.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing. I mean, I've never played it, but I mean, I'm not going to argue it. And I'm just like, I'm surprised that this game isn't getting a lot of attention from, I mean, I hate to point fingers, but the PlayStation crowd. I'm seeing, like, when I was watching this, I mean, I know you will never escape the console war talk, and I try my best to not to contribute to it.
Are you a PlayStation hater, Travis?
I have both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Thank you very much.
I was about to say, you PlayStation hater.
I actually, one of my friends on Facebook posted to his feed, "Oh, the Xbox game showcase. There you can find more you can't find as much trash in a landfill." I was just like, dude.
So that's familiar sounding language.
That sounds familiar.
Nerd hate.
I wonder if it's the same fandom.
Little comment on me. He's like,
it might be something common on nerds that they just I have to hate on something. Sorry, Travis, go on.
I challenged him a bit, and I was like, I don't know, man. A lot of these games look very interesting, very, promising. And he's like, oh, it's all a bunch of shovelware or like indie dumbs. I'm just like, your PlayStation showcase let off with a remaster of Grand Theft Auto 5 and NBA 2K, so shut up.
Although they have some excellent properties as well that they're developed this year.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
I am like,
yes, exactly.
I'm very interested in Horizon Zero Dawn and even Miles Morales. Like I loved the last Spider-Man game. I
love the Miles Morales storyline. I'm really digging it.
And I'm not saying at all that PlayStation doesn't have any guns. I'm just saying.
Oh no! I'm not saying you, Travis. I'm still talking about your friend. He needs to basically say everybody gets their own playground and it's all good because that's what it is.
And I mean, I've many times said that I'm feeling very optimistic for the next generation of gaming right now. I'm hopeful the mistakes that were made during this generation not repeated, or that they will eventually be phased away. High hopes, but yeah, that was my tangent. I believe Avowed is not getting enough attention. I believe it'll be very fun, very promising. And
Obsidian does not make mistakes. I'm sorry, but they're hitting all gold.
They have a better track record than most, that's for sure. To say that they don't make mistakes,
no, I mean everybody. But typically they seem to be right on the cusp of what's going to be popular in the next coming generation. Then they make a game and everybody reference back to it. It's kind of hilarious how they're jumping trends. And for them to go back and do a Skyrim or an Elder Scrolls style game, I'm very excited. This is what I've been waiting for a long time. I love fantasy above sci-fi. So any more to the genre, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Since we're on the subject of Obsidian, what do you guys think of the announcement for the Outer Worlds expansion?
Oh yes.
Did you guys play? You played the Outer Worlds, clearly. Travis, Omega?
No, but it's one I want to get into.
Like I said, it's on the bucket list.
It was a fantastic RPG, very Fallout-esque, but you could tell that New Vegas was its DNA, but it is certainly its own game. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. It was a lot more
Very strong.
satirical than
Yes.
New Vegas was.
It was self-aware, I think, is what the word you're looking for.
Yeah. It has that kind of same self-awareness that Fallout games have, as
Yes.
far as the corporate run world of the old world, except
Right.
turn that up to 11 and plop it down into the world that you're playing in.
Right, exactly.
Like, for example, the first person that you meet after you're ejected from the sleeper ship is a wounded soldier for a corporation saying that he's not supposed to accept off-brand help. He's dying, but he won't accept first aid from you because it's not approved from his company.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then you
You
finally
just
go to
have
the ship you're supposed to go to, and the people who have showed up are not there looking are not there looking to help anyone who is there from the crash. They're there to serve a ticket because they didn't land at the starport.
Sold me. I think I'm gonna check it out soon.
Oh, you should, Travis. You're gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be a big. You're gonna fall in and not come out for a few days. I honestly tell you.
And the characters are just so much fun. Each and
They're
every one
really
of them.
really well written material. Obsidian's hallmark. Obsidian, like Larian Studios, is hallmarks are great drama, wonderful plots, and amazing characters. Can't speak their praises enough.
All right. So, any final
Totally
thoughts? Final thoughts?
I'm definitely going to try it. Like I said, since it's also going to be on Xbox Game Pass, I'm going to check it out.
Each and every one of these games that are in the announcement are on Game Pass, which is incredible. And even more so when we get to one of the later games. But moving on to the next RPG, they teased a new Fable. I personally haven't played Fable. How about you guys?
No, I've never gotten around to it. I've eyed it, but not working on.
Fable is like Peter Monolith's love story to the adventure games, like you were referencing the Curse of Monkey Island and the Secret of Monkey Island. This is his love poem, Peter Monolith, which is a genius designer of populous, black and white, this sort of stuff. But he switched tracks and decided to do Fable, which was an adventure geared not so much for strategy minded people, but for adventure minded people, and it was a good risk for him to take. And he's not perfect by any means.
Fable. My friend and I actually played Fable on the original Xbox at his house when it was fairly new. We do have some very fond memories of his hero. Like, one of our favorite things to just exploit in that game was the apology system. We would end up quote unquote accidentally punching a guard, and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And then we would just push the sorry button, and the heroes would be like, "Sorry." And because the honor was so high, the guard would be like, "Don't let it happen again." And it was just part of it was just something we enjoyed exploiting. We also loved like going into a pub, like getting into a game, and people just completely nonstop asking you to buy them a beer or just cheering because, oh, the mighty Avatar, yay! That game was just full of heart, and we loved it, which broke our hearts when we tried Fable 3 and were just disappointed. Fable 3 left a very bad taste in my mouth. I picked up Fable Anniversary, but never really played it. I got mixed up in other games. But as soon as we saw like the teaser for Fable closing out this showcase, I was just like, oh, please get your ducks in a row and just have fun with this game. Please just make it fun. Make it fun, because I just want Fable 3 out of my mouth. I want it out of my mind forever.
You have it in your mouth?
He has the DVD. He's trying to run it.
Well, based on what we saw during the showcase, that looks just the lightheartedness of that trailer. That looks to be the case.
Is back. It's
I certainly
back,
hope
yeah.
so. Omega, how about you?
I'll check it out once it gets on Game Pass. I never really played any of the older Fable games, so maybe, hopefully, they'll put the whole trilogy up there.
I got to mute for 1
Fable
second, guys. What's up next? Forza Motorsports.
Hang on, we will play some music then.
Now, I will say that motorsports are not my cup of tea unless it has guns on the top of the cars.
Awesome.
My roommate loves some motorsports. He's a big car guy.
Just go have
fun.
Yeah.
He has sung the praises of Forza to the mountaintops, and I personally enjoy Forza Horizon now and then. I have Forza Horizon 3, I believe. I've been eyeing Forza Horizon 4. I'm a guy that enjoys like street racing or wilderness racing. He likes the track racing, so he's not as into Forza Horizon, but I do believe that Forza is one of the better racing games out there as far as...
it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, Travis. I agree.
I mean, like, I have absolute doubts that they will hit all the checkpoints
have
they
fun
need
with
to
it.
for the
Just
next
let go and
installments,
de-stress before you have to go
hopefully
back and
they
start
knock it out of the park. And yeah,
the closest I come to with sports motorsports
really
is the kart gaming, which I know is insulting to the sports guys, so I won't say it.
I love Mario.
I'm a big Mario fan. I'm sorry, and they came out with the Sonic one. Did you ever play that one? And a Crash Bandicoot one.
I remember.
Which is good. The
I
plants
remember
needed.
Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation, the karting. My friend and I played that.
Crash.
I will do that a little later today.
That was some fun memories.
Crash was great.
Actually downloaded on the Nintendo Switch blast from the past. Episode 1, like, you guys remember 1. I may crap on the Star Wars prequels, but I do love the pod race sequence, and that pod race game for 64, which has now been ported over to, I believe, both PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Really revisiting. I mean, it's not like graphically enhanced, some other remasters,
but it's fun. It's fun.
It is very fun.
You know, I'm dying for that Squadrons games, guys. Speaking of stuff from Star Wars, that I think will make my year. That will make me happy, like unknowingly happy.
Keep my eye on it. I was never very good at games like Rogue Squadron, and in terms of the new Battlefront 2, I never got the hang of the space battle. But I mean,
that's
if
what
they can knock that apart, I might check it out.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, it's going to be VR compatible. So, do you have a rig, Travis? Do you have a rig for VR?
I have the VR for PS4. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't have a VR rig yet. I'm thinking of getting what's it called, the Vive or the Vibe? I don't know. It's the one from Steam.
I've got Windows Mixed Reality. It's okay. I mean, you can play some VR stuff with it, but I just don't like the way it feels on your head after a while.
Problem is, like, I need to find a headpiece that's okay with glasses, because I'm near blind, so I can't take off my glasses and put on the headpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always been my problem with VR head stuff right now. I think we lost Travis.
He went to go get his headset.
Oh, I'm not getting all of what Travis is saying. Is that just me?
He's going to go. That's both of us. He's going to go get his headset.
Gotcha. Because because it was cutting in and out, and I was worried I was missing something.
You know what's fun?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We seem to be moving through this quite well.
I was actually just I just went over to try on the real quick. You definitely need to take your glasses off, but they do have a way of like focusing the lenses in the VR headset, which is nice. So it should be like if you haven't played before, it might be worth taking a look into.
Okay. Yeah, because if you get a legit VR headset and not knockoff, you should be able to adjust your lenses to a point. But I would make sure to look it up and look at the specs and whatnot. And I'm pretty, I don't know what the deal is with glasses per se, because I haven't really encountered anybody with that problem yet. So, that's definitely be something to look into.
Don't want to drive him into a.
Well, I'm sorry for being a Four Eyes, gentlemen.
I'm just as blind
you
as
have
you
glasses. You have glasses. I'm holy. Travis is a fidget spinner freak. You know, we're all good.
We're all crazy. Oh, the only normal one is Ross, and I'm not sure about that.
He's not normal.
I know that.
No, he's not normal. He's not normal at all.
He hangs out with us, so he can't be that.
Yeah, he's not normal.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I think we have lost him to the fates.
Yeah, probably.
Well, while we wait for him, I'll go ahead and talk about another game that was showcased that I believe isn't mentioned on the article.
I want to do a couple of bonus streams this week since you're not here.
The games that were showcased, and that is Grounded.
Yes, Grounded looks like fun. That looks like fun, like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids movie. That looks like fun. I saw that and I was super. It brought me back to my youth, guys. I was like super happy.
Well, you know what? I like something that is fun and it does that. You know, it's every once in a while I like to play a doom and gloom type game just for the sheer whatever. But I like the more positive, fun games that actually get you to laugh. You know, it's rarity nowadays, but
what kind of tangent you guys going on?
I'm looking forward to this one.
We're talking about Grounded. You just came back.
Gotcha.
And we are making fun of the fact that we thought maybe you got kidnapped for the computer.
That's right.
No. Grounded looks like a lot of fun. Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game that we should have got.
Bingo! That's exactly what I just said. And I said, how did they capture the fun and energy of that movie with a game? It's just that's perfect. When capturing themes are the strongest things game companies can do because the theme will outlive the actual gameplay.
Well, it's the art design and the music. People always underestimate the music and what kind of impact that can have. Travis, like you said with Halo, when you hear that first flourish, you're in it. And with Grounded, that kind of lighthearted, bouncy kind of fun, it helps you forget the fact that these are a bunch of kids fighting for their life against a bunch of insects.
I mean, this entire reveal for Grounded just straight up fun. Like the way the announcer's like, if you're waiting for the biggest game of the year, then wait for Cyberpunk 2077. But this house.
And I'll also say that it also captures another trend in the game sphere, which is co-op is the big thing that is going to be pushed in this coming year. Not pushed, but encouraged, I should say. It's a better word. Mm-hmm. And it's a co-op game of 4 little kids who well, they're not so little. I think they're teenagers maybe, but they're 4 kids and they're shrunk down to a thing, and it's time to rumble, baby, with the ants and with carton stuff that they make out of the backyard. It's fun. It
has the feel of playing in the backyard, but from on a smaller scale. It reminds me of all the forts and palisades I used to build as a kid out of junk that I'd find lying around.
Yeah,
except in this case, you can get grass
for your GI Joes, right?
Yeah,
it was, that was my adventure too.
I'm not super into like survival craft games, which this very much looks like it's going to be taking on. But I mean, it very much like grabbed my attention in the way that it should. So it's definitely one of those games I'm going to check out.
Hey, that might be a fun game to try together.
That would be fun. We could broadcast it and see people could see our misadventures.
We
Oh,
ought to try that.
absolutely.
Broadcast something all together one of these nights. That would be fun.
Just remember, I'm stuck on Xbox.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know you suck. No,
No, it's okay. It's not
I'm
bad. That's not
kidding.
I
bad.
think they'll have.
I'm
I think they'll have crossplay maybe.
They are touting crossplay for the
Yeah.
Xbox Series X generation, and
Great.
retrofitted for the Xbox One.
All the new stuff will be pretty much.
I might be picking up after this game show preview that they had this game showing. I'm thinking of picking up a Game Pass myself because there's so many games that I
Oh,
would
dude, you will freaking love it. It is the best money I.
How
ever.
much is it? How much is it, Omega
It
J?
depends on what you want to get. There's 2 levels. Which one is it again, Ross?
The Game Pass plus Xbox Live Gold, I believe, is $12 a month.
Okay.
If you already
that's
have
fair.
Gold, you can upgrade to the game to include Game Pass
$4.
for just $1.
Okay.
And
Well,
But yeah,
and it
everything
runs
that is
if you're
in
wearing-
this preview is going to be on Game Pass. Every
I
single
think they sold.
Xbox Xbox developer, that's not just the Xbox game studios, but also their partnered developer studios. Those are all
like
on
Rare.
Game Pass.
Like Rare and the
Yeah,
rest of
like
them.
Rare, like Obsidian,
Yeah.
like 343 and the Coalition. So all the
Great.
Gears of War games, all the Halo games,
Ooh.
and skipping ahead a bit, one of the ones that blew my mind was
Yeah.
Destiny 2 coming to Game Pass. Not
Oh,
only
yeah.
are all of the current DLCs included, but all the future ones. That
Where
is
it's all gonna
mind
be-
blowing.
yeah.
I've been getting back into Destiny recently. It's a fun game with a much deeper
So wait a minute,
story.
is Destiny 2 going to be on Game Pass?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh my God, I'll have to get back into that because I only have it on Steam, so I'll be like,
including
"Oh."
all of its expansions.
Okay, I want to do a screen share of Xbox Game Pass.
I will say
give
that
I'm gonna see if I can try to share it real quick without it breaking.
when I saw that it would be on Game Pass, that was one thing that I try and get that soon.
You're coming off real choppy, Travis.
Testing.
Yeah, it's bad. You sound assimilated.
Hold on. Dance around a bit. Oh God, we lost Travis.
It's totally robotic. Travis, if you can hear us.
Hello? I can hear you. Why can't you hear me?
You sound like a robot.
You're coming off really Skyped, and your visual is frozen.
If you
Well,
can
that's
hear
clear.
me, I'm going to be
That's better.
I have no idea what happened then.
Well,
Anyway,
your audio is clear. Your visual is gone.
Yeah, it says your bandwidth is extremely low. It keeps popping up. With
Why?
warnings for me.
I am the only one in this house and nothing else is going on. Why is the bandwidth a problem?
Maybe someone's using your bandwidth.
Have you looked to see who's online?
I mean, I'm
Maybe
the only
your
guy
neighbors.
in.
Yeah, but if
You might have
someone's
neighbors
Wi-Fi-
stealing it.
I hope not. I mean, our password is like super complex.
Gotcha.
So,
But I mean, I'm also on data right now, so I mean, some of us. Here, I'm gonna try something real quick. I'm gonna reset my phone and see if maybe like my data is a factor.
Okay, you're fine.
You're
So
fine.
my-
Well,
Still clear?
5-minute break.
Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear?
your
mm,
your audio is okay-ish, but your video is terrible, my friend.
I will go ahead and I'm gonna try and reset soon, see if that works. So
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
you might have to remind me what I was talking about originally, but I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
All right.
So the value proposition with that, with
Yeah, it's great.
all four, almost 5, going on 6 expansions in Destiny, that's huge.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's
And all their AAA rated games. I mean, those are expensive games when they're
And-
by themselves.
Oh
and
yeah.
you know what? I guess that just happens to mean I'm not going to be buying any expansions for Destiny.
Well, I just bought all the ones leading up to the current one.
Oops. I'll just hold back off and install it from Steam, and then whenever it gets over on Xbox, I'll jump back into it again.
I just recently started getting back into it, as well as the story of the game, and it's a lot deeper than I had originally given it credit for.
Or than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I want the crossplay ability, so they get the crossplay working whenever they update the thing. That'll be a lot better because not only will I be able to play with you guys, my daughter will be able to join.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yes, it would.
And so I mean,
All right, we're getting Travis back in. Let's see.
I'd get my
how
wife
goes.
into it, but she can't play first-person shooters. She just can't mentally understand what's going on with the controller.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Travis, final thoughts on Destiny 2?
I will say that hearing it announced that it would be on Game Pass as well as the expansions has me curious as to maybe potentially finally trying out Game Pass. But I did download Destiny 2 free to play and tried to go through those opening missions. I know we tried to do a game session the other night together, and that aware, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that it gets better because, admittedly, as I was fighting, I was starting to feel the similar sensations I had to Destiny 1, where it was just starting to put me to sleep. I'm really trying to give this game the chance it deserves. I mean, especially since they've split from Activision and are trying to go their own way with this game. I am really rooting for Bungie on this. I'm just they got to do something to keep me awake. That's all they got to do. They got to keep just keep me awake, Bungie, please. I want you to just keep me awake.
All right, let's move on to one of the next ones, The Medium. This one really stuck out with me. I'm really glad to see that single player games are making a huge comeback in the games industry. For a long time, it seemed like the big publishers just weren't interested in making them because they didn't think they could make money off it. That all the money was in multiplayer shooters and lockboxes. So seeing something as innovative as The Medium is really cool. So what did you guys think about this?
I actually did not see it. I may have gone to the restroom or taken a break. So I need to actually take a quick look at it.
Okay. Travis, Omega?
Which one was it again?
The Medium.
I believe this is one of the few games that actually did kind of showcase what the Xbox Series X is capable of in terms of power, especially when they showed 2 distinct worlds right side by side, very much rendered in real time, very much
Oh, it's a beautiful game.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's right. I did see that.
I mean, beautiful as in horrific, because this is definitely horror at its best.
Hauntingly beautiful. And the fact that as you're playing it, you're not just playing it in one world, you're playing it in 2 worlds simultaneously. Exactly. We don't know if we're going to switch between the 2 as we're going along, like that one level in Titanfall 2, or if
great level.
Those type of games freak me out, where you're constantly switching back and forth between one. I mean, it's cool, but it's hard to follow sometimes.
That Titanfall 2 level was absolutely fun as hell. It was hard to follow. I loved it.
So this really, really interests me just because of how innovative it is.
Oh, it looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this, to be completely honest with you.
This is definitely going to be on my to-play list. All right, we covered Outer Worlds. Who's the Psychonaut fan in the group?
I remember the studio. I really love the studio.
Double Fine does some really good work, kind of niche at times, kind of hit or miss.
Sure, sure.
Uh,
Psychonauts was just a tour de force though of gaming.
mm-hmm.
And,
So
it's unusual because it's a platformer in 3-dimensional space with a great storyline. I mean, who'd have thunk it?
I personally have never played Psychonauts, but I mean, watching the trailer, it was very colorful. Like, I actually was more focused on Yang Ye's reaction when we were watching it through his channel because, like, apparently he'd never heard of Tenacious D. So, like, when he was like, "Oh, Jack Black sings really good," I was just like, "Have you never heard of his band?" Like, I love you, Young. Yeah, I know you probably never watched this, but like it's a thing. Jack Black does sing decently well. As far as the game is concerned, I mean, I might check it out. I don't know.
Jack Black has had major experience in the gaming industry.
Oh yeah,
with Full Metal.
Legend is
Brutal
one of my
Legend,
absolute favorite games. That sadly I will never be able to stream because of all the copyrighted music.
That's right. That's right.
See, that's a problem because like there's so many stuff you want to play, but you can't stream it.
Well, you can play it and you can stream it, but you'd have to do it without the music. And
except for the point.
Yeah,
that's the point.
That's the draw of the game. You're living, you're exploring a living metal album cover.
What some guru needs to do is make it to where we can't stream the music, but we will be able to still hear the music in the game. That's what some genius needs to come up with.
Yeah, no matter what some genius does, it's not going to happen with copyright law as it is.
Yeah, they're pretty strict.
Yeah,
they're pretty strict on purpose. So there's another game that hold on a second. Let me go back to my thing. Tell Me Why. Yes. It looks amazing.
Yes.
Tell Me Why. There's another one of these single player. I think it's actually called a walking simulator, which doesn't do it justice at all. But I don't know. This game could be a breakout. I have a feeling.
Well, it's from the same from the same studio as Life is Strange.
Yeah.
That will be good.
So it's another evolution of the adventure game. That's how I choose to see it. Walking simulator just sounds too boring.
Walking simulator sounds terrible.
Yeah,
sounds like you're playing golf.
So seeing these
golf simulator,
I really like the personal nature of this game. You've got two characters, twins, with a unique bond that only twins can share, and they're trying to solve the mystery of a town, of their childhood, of hurt and trauma and love. And it looks absolutely amazing. This looks like a game that I can get completely lost in and just lose all track of time and space.
Personally, I need to know more about it. It felt more like background noise to me, but that just might be because the concept didn't really get to me. But if they can bring it close to me.
In this mystery, you play as twins Tyler and Allison Ronan, exploring the memories of their joyful but troubled childhood in a beautiful small town, Alaska. Using the supernatural bond that allows the twins to interact with memories of the past, choose memory paths to determine the outcome, and uncover their personal story across 3 chapters, beginning August 27th.
I do enjoy unexplained supernatural abilities like that, so maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're coming on the end of the showcase. So what was the biggest standout for you guys?
Personally, I mean, if we're not gonna talk about Halo, which obviously I was probably the most excited for. I personally am looking forward to Avowed. I personally am looking forward to Grounded, both which we talked about. Another game that I personally am very curious about is Everwild, which looks very visually appealing.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't get to cover Everwild. That looks amazing.
that looks fun.
Four female protagonists in a super hyper magic world, trying to save it from
I always
something.
love magic based games. They were
Oh,
always,
so do I. So do I. And this one looks like it has all the.
reminds me of the old days of WoW, because I used to be big in World of Warcraft back when it first came out, before the first expansion.
Me too.
And I was big in that game, and then I played through the first expansion, and then after that,
That's exactly my history with WoW. That's exactly my history with WoW. But WoW may be making a comeback. WoW may be making a comeback because its Shadowlands is getting great reviews.
That is a subject for an entirely different show, I think.
Definitely.
But we're coming up on an hour, so we need to wrap things up.
Yeah,
alrighty.
We're not super geeks. We don't have long-winded discussions.
Okay. So mine is real simple. It's Avowed. I cannot wait for Avowed. Although my second place is Travis. You stole all my lines. For it's also Grounded as well, because it's just the fun and the potential of co-op again. Fun.
Co-op's always the best, especially with crossplay. And
Yes.
we're finally going to have crossplay play as a standard here, which is going to be freaking fantastic. It's been long overdue.
All right, Travis, what about you?
I mean, another game that we didn't talk about that I'm curious about is Crossfire, or Crossfire X, whatever it's called. I know that like very mixed when it comes to sci-fi shooters. I personally love them. I'm a big fan of Halo. I'm a big fan of Titanfall. Even Infinite Warfare scratched my curiosity, but I'm kind of on a Call of Duty boycott right now, so I haven't played anything since Ghosts. But I mean, Crossfire X looks intriguing. It looks like they're having some fun with their weapon designs and concepts, and I'll definitely check it out if they can keep my attention.
The big standouts for me were a lot of the indie games, the adventure games, and Medium were the ones that really stuck out for me. And of course, the fact that each and every one of these games is going to be on Game Pass, and the fact that I'll actually have the opportunity to try and play each of them when I want. That's incredible.
Instead of choosing, which is great.
Yeah, well, no, I have choice. I have a lot more choice.
Yeah, a lot more choice. Yeah, for you.
And at the risk of continuing to sound like an Xbox shill, this is definitely one of the best purchases I've made.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have played Crackdown 3 if not for Game Pass, and I really ended up enjoying it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great show. We've got a lot to look forward to and a lot to talk about. And if today's any indication, I think doing this again will be a lot of fun in the near future.
Oh yes, especially when I'll get on and start actually playing together with games and playing.
So
that'll be the future.
So if this gets the kind of attention I'm hoping for, I hope that we can do it again and continue to geek out about the games we enjoy, as well as playing together when we get the opportunity. But the little guy's awake, so it's time to wrap things up. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you all at home for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Until next time, remember to live, to love, to play a little bit every day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.